Hey, what's up and welcome back, guys. I'm back here at Kia of Bradenton, Florida. I'm here with this 2022 Kia Seltos. Now, this is a new model. It's called the Nightfall Turbo Edition. Today, we're going to check it out. I'm going to take you on the tour of it from the exterior, interior. I'm going to check out what hides underneath the hood. Finally, at the end of this video, I'm going to take you for a spin. But before we do that, guys, check out the rest of my channel. Consider subscribing. It really means a lot to me. I'm striving to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I can't do it without your help. So if you can take a moment and hit that subscribe button somewhere at the bottom of this video, I'd really appreciate it. With that said, let's get back to this video. Well, Kia introduced the Seltos back in 2020 as a 2021 model year, and it quickly became one of the most sought after and most popular subcompact SUVs on the market here in the United States. Now, it competes against vehicles such as Honda HR-V, Toyota CHR, or Hyundai Kona. So it competes in that what they call a subcompact SUV market. So let's check this vehicle out. First of all, this is the new model. The Nightfall Edition wasn't available for 2021. Now it is for 2022, and I like this ocean blue color with the white top. It really wears it nice. The hood itself, I mean, it's kind of a short hood because we'll see what's underneath it, but it does have these two indentations on both sides that kind of help with the aerodynamics, I think, but also create this unique design on both sides of the hood. Of course, the new Kia logo, and if I'm not mistaken, they upgraded this grille a little bit. Now, this is also part of that Nightfall Edition. Now, it has this blacked out grille with kind of the polished aluminum top on of these pieces right here. They're kind of triangle, diamond shape, whatever you want to call it. And then you have this both trims on top at the bottom, kind of encasing this whole entire grille. Now, as far as the lights, now I have the lights on, that the blinkers are on so you can see where they are. These are incandescent. The only LED part right here that I can see are the actual running lights, daytime running lights. Now, the reflector lights, the halogen lights are right here. Those are the regular lights and high beams. And you also have the fog lights, which are nicely incorporated in this bottom part of this bumper. Now, if you look at the bottom off here, it does have kind of aggressive skid plate. That's, of course, it's fake, it's plastic, but it adds to the design of this vehicle. And then you have two portions of that grille. Both of them are open to allow maximum air to get inside of this engine and help with cooling. So let's pop this up and let's see what powers up this thing. What's underneath the hood on this one is a 1.6 liter turbocharged engine, 4-cylinder. It produces 175 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque, which is huge. Made it to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Okay, and this vehicle was tested at about 6.5 seconds 0 to 60, so it's actually pretty quick for this class of the vehicle. Now, there's also another engine option that's available for 2022 Seltos, and that's the base engine, 2-liter, about 147 horsepower or something like this. Made it to a CVT transmission, so this is more powerful. I'm actually excited to take that for a spin at the end of this video. What else is important? Gas mileage, of course, 25 in the city, 30 on the expressway, combined 27. So it's actually not too bad, especially with the gas pricing going up. A lot of people are considering the smaller engines. And of course, you know I have to do it. Ding it for this prop stick. I know some people love it, some people hate it. I hate it, so don't change it. Anyways, the hood insulation is nice. We'll see how quiet it is when we're driving it. I have to tell you, this is probably one of my favorite designs in this class of a vehicle. It looks still modern, it looks sporty, nothing over the top, but it's very nice to the eye. Well, normally the Kia Seltos comes with the 17-inch wheels. With the Nightfall edition, it comes with an upgrade. It comes with the 18-inch wheels. Not only the wheels are bigger, they're also in this nice matte black color, and they also have wider tires. Normally it's 215, these are 235 by 45 size tires, so just a little bit bigger than the regular one. You can see the big all-wheel drive. That indicates, of course, the vehicle is an all-wheel drive equipped, and does have this cladding, the matte black cladding around the wheels. They also have the position lights, which you can see the reflector lights, and that cladding continues at the bottom of it. Now, to break that up, they also put this polished aluminum trim, which looks very, very nice. And as I said, this is a two-tone, two-color basically vehicle. It's got that white top, which really, really looks very nice on this particular one. And look at the mirror, the white mirror tops right here, turn signals and a blind spot assist in the mirror as well. Now, it does have the smart entry system. It's got this little button right here. You can lock it, you can unlock it on the front doors right here, not on the back door. Some of the vehicles have it on all four of them. And well, we'll move to the back. I mean, it's got this little triangle light, and then the rear tail lights are starting right here. So let's quickly take a look at the back of this vehicle. I mean, obviously it is pretty straight down, so it's going to have a lot of room, I think, on the interior. And what do we have here? You do have kind of this built-in, the gate spoiler right there. You have a third brake light. You have the wiper right at the bottom here. I wish that was kind of on the top, but hey, it is what it is. Now, as far as the taillights, these are LED. Now, remember the front ones, only the daytime running lights were LED. These are fully LED taillights. Now, it's kind of clever how they did the backup lights. They're incorporated right into this trim piece right here that continues, kind of connects both of the lights. Polished aluminum trim, Kia logo right over here, Seltos on one side, and then there's nothing on here. Now, you do have this reflector lights right here. I'm not really sure about these kind of trim pieces looking like the fake exhaust. The exhaust is hidden underneath the bumper, but it also has this kind of skid plate, rear diffuser, if you will, in the back of this vehicle. So, you know, as far as the design, that's pretty cool. Now, let's check out of how much room we have. Now, this is not a power lift gate, so you have to manually open it up, but it is pretty light. As you can see, it's easy to open, and I'm 6 feet tall. I fit right underneath here, so there's plenty of room in here. Let's check it out. Let's take a look at the roominess, and let's see what other goodies we have in here. This is the cargo mat. Right underneath here you see a spare tire. This is the temporary use spare tire, but there is one, so that is pretty good. Now, you can also drop this. You can see those rails at the bottom. You can drop this a few inches down, so it's going to make up a little bit more room in here. Now, if you do fold the seats, again, we're going to have a lot more room with the seats folded down, 60-40 split. So if you need to carry something bigger, you certainly have room for that. It is definitely the biggest in its class. Now, what about the roominess in the back seat, you might ask? And I tell you, for the class of this vehicle, for where it sits in the segment, there's plenty of room. I mean, we have plenty of room as far as the headroom. I have plenty of room as far as the shoulder room. Now, the knees are like almost touching this front seat, but I'm 6 feet tall and I like to drive comfortably. So if I were to compromise and move this seat maybe a half an inch, and that would make me feel a lot more comfortable. Now, let's take a look at the rest of this interior. I'm going to start this with the door panel right here. You can see it's all black on black, but it also has this kind of shiny black trim right on top of here. It does have the padded armrest for the back passengers. It also has this cool design. We've seen that on other models as far as the design of the speaker cover. It looks kind of like a rugged mountains maybe, or something like this. Then you have a little bit of storage right inside of the door. Now, if you look at the seats itself, you can see that these are kind of the Syntax plus the regular fabric combination. Now, the Syntax would be like right in the middle here. This part opens up to, if you're not using it as a third seat, you can use it as an armrest with cup holders, which is a nice design. You have a little bit of a bump right in the middle. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle, but what I like about it, even in this class of vehicle, you do have the rear vents, you do have more connectivity, so you do have the USB charger, you do have a storage. You can like really throw your phone in there or something. There's no storage in the backs of the seats, which is not a huge deal for me. Let's check out the sound of the closing door. Boom, nice and solid. I like that. The front door obviously looks like the rear door. You still have this piano black trim. Now this door handle is a little bit extended, if you will, with this polished aluminum trim, and then you have your window controls, mirror controls, lock controls, a little bit more storage in the seat, and that is it. Now if you look inside of here, you can see that both of the seats, actually you can only see the driver's seat, but it is not power, it's manual adjustment, and same thing with the power seat, of course. Well, let's jump inside of it, see what the rest of it looks like. Guys, let's check out the interior on this 2022 Seltos. It really hasn't changed from 2021, but I still like it. It's modern, it's sporty, it's not over the top, but it's very nice. One thing though, I gotta tell you, now on the website when I was looking at this Nightfall edition, it says that it has the flat bottom steering wheel, and that's obviously not the case with this one. Now it's not surprising because a lot of manufacturers, what they're doing right now, because of the lack of parts, shortage, supply chain, all that stuff, they are changing the options on the fly sometimes. So they might not have the flat steering wheels. They had these, and those put them on, and off we go. Now as far as the steering wheel, it is nice to the touch. It is leather wrapped, it is multifunction, so it does have a lot of buttons on both sides. Left hand side, you can see this mode button that's customizable. You can set up several different options on it, and then you have the volume control right here, and then you have the up and down button that basically controls your sources for your media, and then this is for your phone. New Kia logo. And then on this side you have your cruise control, you have your lane keep assist, and then these buttons right here, you can control what's going on in the instrument cluster. So let's take a look. And the instrument cluster, it is analog with the little digital display in the middle. You can see the speedometer is on the right hand side, tachometer is on the left hand side, and this little screen right here, see that's changing right now, this is the only thing that's digital. So you can see the lane keep assist. Basically you have your speedometer, you can change the drive modes, 2 different drive modes available, eco and dynamic, transmission temperature, fuel economy, so different displays in different settings. Right here you have a compass, and then you can see the range displays on top. That's it. Lane keep assist, we can see the attention level, and you can see this is the torque, I believe, yep, and the tire pressure. So these are the options that you can change. Now the stationary option, if you will, I mean, it's the temperature, it's the gear that the vehicle is in, of course the odometer right there, and then you also have the temperature on the left hand side right here, and then you have the fuel gauge on the right hand side, and that's it. That's the instrument cluster. Let's move on to the infotainment system. Now this is the bigger screen. It's also the premium screen, and it's also the one that does not have a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So when we go to the main menu, okay, you can hit home, you can see those purple icons, and you hit the map, check it out, nice visible. Navigation is very easy to use. The volume, you can set it up in here, but as far as searching right here, you have this little button. You can do the POI, points of interest, address, or coordinates. So you can do different ways of setting this up. Navigation menu, okay, you go back, places, categories, save places. You can save places if you're frequently going there, and then with one touch go there. Phone projection, this is what I was talking about. It does have a Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but they're not wireless, they're wired. Voice memo, really useful feature. You can record instead of writing it down and then retrieve it later. HD radio, data radio, this is a pretty cool radio display right here. Looks like this old ancient, or well, not ancient, but looks like an old radio basically. Okay, and then you can do the station lists right here, searching different stations. It's going to tell you what's available. It's the first time that it's doing that, so it takes a while, but there you go. This is what's playing, and then you can make these favorites. Now we'll go back, sounds of nature. Okay, open air cafe, let's see how it sounds. Nice surround sound, makes you feel like you are in the cafe. Now, what else you have? The UVO, which is basically the Kia subscription service that allows you to control your vehicle through the app. Setup, okay, vehicle navigation, sound, device control, displays. Now these are the buttons that you can set up as favorites. So you have the custom button, mode button on the steering wheel, and then the volume tune knob. You can switch between these two knobs if you want this to be the tune and enter and this to be a volume. Again, I think the only reason I can think of is for the market that these vehicles are being offered with the right-hand drive or right-hand steering wheel. So let's go back to the main menu right here, and then you have the notifications, user manual, and this is kind of your main screen that tells you still the Sounds of Nature is playing. At the bottom of it, you have a few hard buttons. Again, this is the power volume button, tune and enter on the other side. Map navigation, this is one of the custom buttons as well, seek, track, radio, media setup, etc. And then you have these nice vans, power engine start button. You do have the electronic climate control, right? This is single zone climate control, but it is electronic, so you can set up your temperature, the position the vents are operating, etc. And then at the very bottom right here in front of the gear shifter, you have the USB, you have the 12-volt power outlet, and then you have another USB for charging. So drive modes, like I said, it does have two driving modes, actually three: normal, smart, and sport. And you control them through these little dial right here. You also have the heated seats on both sides, and then you can actually lock your diffs. That's pretty cool. And then this is the hill descent assist, right? This shifter we've seen on several different models, regular shifter, and it does have this sport mode that you can actually shift gears manually. But I'm interested in how the rear view camera looks. Let's move it up right here. And I was excited about it. I thought it was going to fill up the entire screen, but actually it does not. It fills up about 2/3 of the screen. Let's see if we can make this bigger. All right. No, you can change the different angles of the camera, but that's about it. As far as the display settings, you have the brightness, contrast, etc., but nothing to make this bigger, which I wish they did. Well, and this is a good indication. It does have the rear traffic alert. You can see the vehicle was coming, and it was making both audible and visual alerts that something is coming right there. All right, so we're going to put it in park. The quality of the camera, again, it's okay. It's not great, but you know, it's substantial for what this vehicle class is. Like the trim, I really do. I think this trim looks very nice. It breaks up this vehicle, and then you have the glove box right there. Now, let's take a look at the seats really quick, since we're here. And again, this is that Syntax Plus fabric seating surfaces. Now the fabric looks pretty durable, and the Syntax looks pretty nice, so it's actually a very nice combination. Well, there's no sunroof on this vehicle. I think the EX trim will have it, and the SX will have it, but as you can see, we don't have one on this Nightfall edition. You do have the LED lights on the interior, and you can see this the touch light, so you really don't have to push these buttons. All you have to do is touch one individually, and then you have those three buttons right here: information, UVO, and emergency services right there. Do we have the mirrors here? Yep, we do have the mirrors. There's no lights on the mirrors. And is there a mirror on the passenger side? Yes, there is. Plenty of headroom, tons of headroom right here. And we're done with the interior, guys. Let's take it for a spin. Okay, as the car is running, I'm ready. I hope you are ready too. Before we do that, as always, let's take a look at the lineup of the Seltos in 2022. So Kia said it starts its LX model, which is a 22,590. S is the second one from the bottom, is a 22,790. Very little difference, only a $200 difference. EX at 25,890. Then we have the Nightfall edition, which is this one right here, and then you have the Turbo 28,090. Now the Nightfall edition 26,790. I think it's a good entry level into this stronger engine that we have here, the 1.6 liter engine. Let's take a look how it drives. Before we do that, of course, we already checked out the rear view camera, but I want to see how this vehicle turns around and how much or how little space it takes to do just that. So I'm going to find a spot here in this fairly empty parking lot, which shouldn't be an issue. And turn the steering wheel all the way to one side and do it right here. We have just enough parking spaces, I think, to do that. So let's stop, steering wheel all the way to the left, and then let's count. 1, 2, 3, just over 4. So it's not bad at all. About 4 parking spaces and just a little bit. Definitely a very maneuverable vehicle. It actually feels nice when you get inside this SUV. It doesn't overwhelm you. It gives you the all-wheel drive, which is great, especially if you're in certain parts of the country. But honestly, I would probably have all-wheel drive in all parts of the country. Even though we don't get snow here in Florida, I think those vehicles just are planted on the road better. They maneuver better and they drive better. That's at least my opinion. So I would probably opt in for an all-wheel drive. And I think this is the only option you get with this Nightfall edition. They are all-wheel drive, all of them. Well, steering wheel, it is adjustable, telescoping. So I gotta push that a little bit in. Check out how this vehicle feels on the road. First of all, I gotta tell you, I like the visibility on this vehicle, so you can see pretty much everything, even if you turn around. There's really very few blind spots. I mean, they thought about everything. They even have these little triangle windows in the back behind the second row seats, just to kind of help out with that visibility. Then of course you have your blind spot assist in the mirrors, so you have a lot of features that can help you with driving and maneuvering and safety of this vehicle. You can also see the rear cross traffic alert that we've seen while backing up. I'm going to turn this vehicle around, and there's nobody behind us, so I'm going to stop right here, and we're going to check out the acceleration. So it's a nice acceleration now. Mind it, I was in the regular mode. I can switch that to a sport mode, and it should give us a little bit more crispier shift. Even though it's kind of those virtual modes, I do think there's some adjustments that are being made to the engine and transmission to make it for that crispier, faster shifts. And the first one, the normal mode, and then you have that smart mode, which is, you know, the vehicle basically just decides of what and how it wants to be driven. So I'll do it one more time in the sport mode. I hope we're gonna have enough and the opportunity to actually turn around and accelerate a little bit from the stop right here. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between the normal and the sport mode. It actually shifts a little bit faster. So nice acceleration. Again, it was tested at about 6.5 seconds, you know, 0 to 60. So it's pretty quick. There's no question about it. Gas mileage, 25 to 30, 27 combined. That's not bad at all. And it does take just the regular gasoline. And of course, you can't forget about the warranty, the Kia 10-year, 100,000 miles powertrain warranty. That's the best in its class. Well, guys, I like this vehicle a lot. I'll give it a big thumbs up. Thank you again to Gettle Kia of Bradenton for allowing me to film this vehicle. I hope this was helpful for you too, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out the rest of my channel. You know, please hit that subscribe button. I'm really striving to hit that 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I can't do it without you. So if you haven't already, go to the bottom of this screen video and then click that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you'll get notified anytime I post a new video, and I do it twice a week. So guys, Thank you very much for watching again, and until then, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.